Hello and welcome to the new edition of the TU series. Today I will talk about experiment design, and I actually wanted to take you through experiment design from start to finish on a realistic example. So in this work I'm actually trying to design an experiment for my research, and I'm trying to design an experiment that will do something like this. So we've developed a defense for DDoS attacks on root servers, and I'd like to test that defense. So I'd like to allocate a machine that will act as DNS root server, which means it will be a DNS server, and I will load some files and settings to configure it to act as root servers in my experiment. And I would like to run my defense on it. And then I would like to have several machines that will act as clients that will replay traffic from these realistic traces we have that actually were collected during a real attack. We'd like to replay these traces. They are pretty large, so I might need more than one client. And I would like to measure something on the server to see how well my defense protects it. And so I'll start from the basic design. I will actually not worry at this moment how many clients I will have. I know I will have probably one machine acting as a server. And so I'm going to log into my account, and I created this experiment here called DDID, which is the name of our project. I'm going to say something like, okay, I know I need to install the server, so I will do that first. So on server, I will install bind. And then on client, I will install this tool that we have for replaying traffic. And then I would like to actually run the server, and I would like to run the client. So that's the basic set of actions I want to take, and there will probably be a link between the server and the client, because otherwise I will not be able to do anything. I will not be able to send traffic between them. And so I can save that. I'm getting this alert that few bindings are missing because I did not actually define any bindings, but that's fine. I will save that, and I can go to dependency graph to see, does this outline really fit what I wanted to do? And when I look at it, I see it doesn't fit because everything happens in parallel, but I know that I cannot run the server before I install bind. So I'm going to have to create a dependency between these. So I will click on edit edges, and then I will try to draw a line indicating dependency between these two. And I also know that I cannot run the client before I install this replay tool. Okay, but I also cannot run the client before I run the server, because if I just run the server in parallel with run the client, it might happen that run client occurs first. And so I will then have an invalid experiment. And so I'm going to make a dependency between run server and run client. Okay, and so now I'm going to go back to my experiment. I'm just going to save again. I get this alert again. And then I go back to my experiment, and I see that my scenario got enriched by these dependencies. Okay, and so now I have to define the bindings. So I know how to install bind. I'm going to do sudo apt install bind 9 -y. I have to do -y because I'm not going to physically enter yes on the dialog asking me to confirm installation. I don't currently have the script to install replay tool, so I'm just going to pretend I do. I will say, well, I'm going to call some script called install replay.sh, and it's going to help me install it. And then later I will devise that script. Running server, that means that I'm going to restart bind 9. And then running client means I'm going to run this tool that I install again. I don't remember how the tool runs and what arguments it takes. So for now, I'm just going to fake it. I will have something that says run client sh. Okay. And now I have to talk about conditions. So this first condition will tell me whether I installed bind successfully. So I need the installation to actually complete. And so I'm going to choose p success. And that is for this install bind action that I'm running. And then installing replay also needs to finish before I can move on. So I'm again going to choose p success for this action of installing replay. And then for running the server, I actually don't want the server to finish running. I want it to start running. So I'm going to use p_exists, which tells me that that process has started. And when that process starts, I'm happy to move on. So run server is the action that I want to result in a process that has started. Okay, and so now I can save it and I can export it into an NS file. And then I can swap in this file in the TerLab to see how it looks and whether it does what I want.